This is the Oakwyn Podcast, featuring Morgan Brown and Michael Yu.
Welcome to the Oakwyn Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Michael Yu.
And I'm the other host, Morgan Brown.
And I'm the producer, the podfather.
Just now you know our roles. You know what it was like, you know what, have you listened to Jenny and Tony's podcast, In the House podcast?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Into the mic.
Yes.
We've done this over 100 times.
Yes.
So they actually have a question that they ask a lot of our guests, and I thought we would like answer that question.
Okay, that's a good
first.
idea.
Okay, so they ask, what spirit animal would you be?
Yeah, what spirit would you be?
So what is a spirit animal?
You obviously had some time to think about it.
No, not really. I just thought it because Braden also produces Tony and Jenny's podcast. Right? Yeah.
Bravo, Braden.
This space may
Podfather.
look familiar to you if you
If
watch
you actually
that.
watch both.
What is she? She's a horse, right?
Yeah.
Lion? I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's been so long since because they do it for other people, but it's been
Not
like
themselves. That's weird.
40 episodes ago that they did their own spirit animals, right? Or
Yeah.
probably 60 episodes ago.
Lately,
Braden, do you have yours?
I've never thought about it, to be honest with you, but I don't know. I like napping and curling up on the couch. I'm probably a cat. Let's be honest.
You're a bear.
Cat.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
a
no, I am
bear.
a bear. You're right. I am a bear. Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
a bear on you.
I'm
Yeah,
a little
fair.
bit like that's
Yeah.
that's exactly what my wife says because I'm
'Cause you're
kind of
tall.
tall and like
Yeah.
a little bit lumbery. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Going
yeah,
into
I'm a bear.
garbage.
Yeah, exactly. That's me.
Bears are not known for going into garbage.
Yes, they are in
They're known for
Vancouver.
like snatching salmon from a river.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, in an urban
In
environment.
an urban environment, they have things called the green bins.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, what animal would you? What's your spirit animal? Morgan?
Lately, a squirrel.
A
A squirrel. Really? Is your attention that
Yeah.
short?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. No. I just recently I've been this is really funny, but recently I've been trying to like take in the symbols around me, and for some, so I've just been really like conscious of that, right?
So you've been running over a lot of squirrels.
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
I see.
There's a squirrel that comes to my window. Like it's happened 4 days in a row.
The same squirrel?
Same squirrel. I know because she's got a black spot on her thing, and she's got little it's a girl because you can see the little nipples or whatever. You know, like a mommy
You really
squirrel.
like-
Squirrel nipples?
You know, when
You're
you just
really
see them.
perceptive of squirrel anatomy.
I've never noticed squirrel nipples
Well,
before.
you gotta
but-
pay attention to these squirrels. And
Does she have long eyelashes?
No,
'Cause
It's not a
in
cartoon.
cartoons, that's how you know if it's female or male.
but it's actually a nice squirrel. It's not a gray squirrel. It was a black squirrel,
Okay.
blacky brown, and she keeps on coming to my window where I put my makeup on,
Mm-hmm.
and she climbs up and eats all of the seeds from my Japanese maple tree. And so she comes and she hangs up there. She's been there like 4 days in a row,
Okay.
like right next to my window.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had things like that happen to me where like a hummingbird has come right up to my face, and I'm like, the hell, they're looking at me, and they're like right in front of my face. Super weird. But anyways, I
Like a
googled
woodpecker
it,
just knocking on your head.
and it says that the squirrel is a storehouse. So basically, she's all about, or the squirrel symbolism is basically building for the future and not being afraid of it. And I feel like right now that's where I'm at. I'm in
Okay.
this building for the future, and I'm like, isn't that weird how she keeps on coming back? It's very strange.
Mhm.
She didn't come today though. It's kind of sad. I actually wrote about it in my journal. I was like, Squirrel Molly hasn't come back today.
Oh, you named her Molly.
I
Why did you
did.
name her Molly? After the drug you took when the squirrel was talking to you?
People must think I'm crazy.
Molly is ecstasy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
I just feel like a Molly.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Huh?
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, and my son keeps on coming up and like, is Molly there? Like, you know, it's so cute. You know,
You named him or Quinn named him?
I'm named him. I named her or him or whatever. I don't know what it is, but I.
Well, you
got
said
squirrel
it was a,
teats.
Yeah.
But I think that's what it is. Like, she looks like she's given.
Like, there's
you
a
know,
bunch of them. How
yeah,
many?
a couple, like
yeah.
4 or 5. That's a girl, right?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm like, okay.
Mhm.
But she's got a little golden O on the back of her. Just joking. Yeah. I don't know if that's my spirit animal, though. That's a very bad.
Why is that bad? That's not bad.
No, I don't. I
Whatever it
think
is.
my real spirit animal is a bull.
A bull.
Yeah.
Okay, why?
Because they like stand their ground, and they're very like dominant, like, and you have to have courage. It has courage. Plus, I'm a Taurus, so I feel like that's like a good. What's
That would-
yours?
Yeah.
This
An
is
eagle.
No.
A gecko.
I am cold-blooded. This is very Canadian of me. I would be a beaver.
To make a dam and build.
Yeah, I'm a bit because I like building things. I like working in teams. I like using the things, like reusing things.
He's got 2 teeth that go out.
Yeah, I got sharp teeth.
You're pretty handy.
That's
Yeah.
true. But do you feel like that's like your spirit animal though? Like, do you think you have to choose one? Like, do you know what I mean? You know when people ask you like, "What's your spirit animal?" I don't know if that's like a. Sorry, in the house.
Well, I think it just shows a bit of insight into your personality. I think
Okay, I
that's
see.
what it is. It's not
I'm a
like
mix
I don't think
between
it's
a
I don't think it's
bull
like
and a squirrel, guys.
I don't think it's like a factual report. But then it's kind of fun, like in Harry Potter they had their kind of like, what do they call them, like it's not spirit animals, they call them something.
Yeah, where they
like,
connect.
they all have like one of them.
Yeah.
Like, Harry had an owl.
Yeah.
Like Harry Potter had an owl, and I think blah blah blah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's a pretty. I think it's a. I think if I was because I know that they interview a lot of like real professionals as well. I'm like, that's a pretty left wing, like not like a lot of left field.
It is a left field
question to like mix it up. So if you're really professional, like, oh, this is like a different kind of interview. Yeah.
Yeah, it
so
does
thanks.
catch people off
It
guard.
does
I-
Maybe
totally
we
does.
should start asking one question to every person that comes on.
We could.
Maybe guys, if you're listening,
Yeah.
write in that message box.
What would you like to know? Like, what would you personally like to know from every?
I think people like why they work. Like, what are they doing it for?
What's their motivation?
What's their purpose? Like,
Yeah.
what's their why?
Yeah.
Like, I want to know that from people.
Yeah.
I think
That's a good
people
one.
like, people have a different priority. Like, if you were to write down your priority list of like why you'd work, right? So it could be like family, relationships, health, whatever it is, and then you put them in from like 1 to 4. I bet you anything the top one is not you spend the least amount of time in.
Really?
Yeah. And the goal is for me is to spend the most time in that priority piece
Okay.
and to, you know what I
Okay.
mean?
So what are your priorities? Like, let's say top 3.
My top 3 is my family, always family and friends. Family and friends are the same thing to me. Family and family, and then the second is my health. This is really important, just to keep me going. And then third is new challenges, like new ventures and adventures and stuff like that.
That's cool.
And fourth is my home. What about yours? What's your priority list?
Likes on Instagram, number 1. And if I don't get those
Shamed
likes,
comments.
I can't sleep at night.
Hear that, guys? Please rate.
Rate, subscribe.
But most people's priority are the same. But if you think about it, the amount of hours you spend in those are very different, like in your priority list. And I think the goal for people that work should be.
Yeah, it's this is.
What do you think? Is this too
is a
philosophy?
sad but I have a client that's actually really he's quite ill right now, and we've had some existential conversations just as he's been going through his cancer treatments and his illness, and we've had some really deep talks about purpose and meaning and kind of him reflecting on his life and his just everything. And it helped to it did help to shift some different focuses, because I feel like before so he's been struggling with this cancer for quite some time. So I think it was only 5 or 6 years ago where he got diagnosed, and we started having these conversations. So we went for coffee after watching a movie together. And so secret, not so secret. I love movies, and I hope my staff doesn't listen to this. Like, if I got a free afternoon, I just go watch a movie by myself.
It's called a matinee.
I watch a matinee. Like, I'll watch a
matinee.
I'll watch a matinee on a Tuesday at 11 a.m. like by myself. and I'm happy.
So
as,
happy.
Happy as
so
a
happy
beaver.
as a beaver. Like, where are you, Mike? Break.
I'm
Burnaby, I'm sorry.
I'm real busy right now, and I'm like, is that popcorn?
I always wondered who goes to those matinees at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, and now
Usually,
now
it's 85-year-old
Yeah,
men.
a lot of old
Yeah, my
people
grandpa used to
go
do
watch
that.
that. So like he has his own business too. So like sometimes I would say, "Hey, you wanna go watch a flick?" And he's like, "Shit, I got so much to do." And I was like, "Let's go." And I'm like, "I'll pick you up." And he's like, "Oh God, I'm screwed."
fine,
and then
let's
it's like,
go.
"Let's go. I'm working all night tonight." And
Oh,
then
that's so
we would
funny.
go and watch a flick, grab a coffee, and like we just chill out. So, so we've had lots of conversations just about like meaning and purpose and kind of reflecting on what happens after, what he thinks is going to happen after, what I think might happen after. And we've just had these kind of conversations, and yeah, it really does boil down to a few really important things. Is one is from what I've learned from him is the connections and the relationships that you have, and that's with family, that's with friendships, that's like positive like connections that you have with others, and really about leaving a mark where that could be on your children, that could be on the world, that could be like it's a very human thing to kind of like, it's like a caveman
Writing on the
walls.
Yes.
And it's kind of like, and that could be writing on the wall, that could be through art, that could be through business, that could be through people, that could be through your children, that could be through family. But it's kind of like an innate human characteristic to kind of to
Ask that,
yeah,
right?
to have
Yeah.
to really kind of and not be shy about it, because there is a bit of ego attached to leaving your mark, but just accepting that that's the human side of yourself, and like that's what you wanted to experience. And then what happens after, I don't know if we go into a great collective or if we go to heaven or whatever. We talked about collective consciousness. We talked about like this singularity, where like maybe you've posted enough stuff on that you'll be recreated again, like, in like a digital form.
Maybe in a
and you'll
digital
live forever.
form.
And he's like, shit, that's kind of cool. And I was like, and so we talked about all these
Who's smoking the
and we talked about all these different types
Scooby
of
snacks
yeah, now. Exactly.
don't do that. That's
Yeah.
how you go blind.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
know. Oh, smoking. Okay.
Okay.
Good note to self.
Yeah.
But I think you have to ask yourself that. I think people need to ask themselves why we do this. I think as realtors, salespeople, musicians, artists, whatever it is, like there has to be that moment where you just, I truly believe it's where you feel you like lose your time, like you like you lost time, right? So when I'm like we went for happy hour with Mike, and my brother came and whatever, the time just like flew. Like it went by really fast because it was so enjoyable. It was joyful. You know what I mean? And those
it
are
was
the
all right for me.
moments. Yeah.
Mike was sitting there. Oh God,
Like, oh,
what time
jeez,
is it?
I know. I'm
Catch a
like,
matinee
jeez.
right now.
I know. You're like, I gotta go. I got a matinee.
Why
But that's
are we
it.
drinking at 9 o'clock?
And why did Mike bring a bag of popcorn with him? What the hell?
Okay, this is bad. I used to like bring a large popcorn. Like, so I bought a large popcorn, and they have free refills of popcorn.
Yes.
And I used to like keep it in my car.
You are so.
I know.
So cheap.
I know. I
I
don't
can't
know
handle.
why.
That is like $1 popcorn.
I don't know why. And then they started knowing about me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you ever get some like popcorn like teenager clerk that was like,
What's the clerk?
you know what? I know
Yeah.
every
And
single
they're
person
like-
who bought a popcorn
they're
today,
like,
and it wasn't you.
I'm like, this bag looks a little oily. And then they would write they would refill it, but they would put a giant R at the bottom.
Oh.
You've already had your refill, dude.
Oh, that's so
I'm like,
funny.
Wow.
Okay, so, but I still.
Do you know, this is a little tidbit. When if you have like a drink, like a coffee from Starbucks, you actually can go up and ask for a refill.
Yeah, I know that. Just a brewed coffee.
Just a brewed coffee.
Not a.
No one knew
Really?
that.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I didn't know that.
Brewed coffee, you can, and I know all the hacks.
Yeah, that's a
The
good
fast
hack.
food hack.
What's a fast food hack?
I know that there's a bunch of McDonald's fast food hacks, but I haven't been to like Priya's got me so against McDonald's now that I'm just like
Yeah.
I can't even touch.
You know where
one
I
of
went
their
yesterday
fries.
night?
What? Who? Where?
White Spot.
You went to White Spot.
Oh,
It was-
nice.
White Spot, I'm just going to say this. White Spot on West Boulevard is the best White Spot in Vancouver.
I'm gonna tell you something that it's not, but it's your nostalgia of pirate packs with your dad.
No, it isn't. My dad
Yes,
never
it
went
is.
there.
It
My
is.
dad never went there. My dad was not a guy on that guy. My mom brought me there.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're,
pirate
you're
packs with
fine.
your
And
mom.
first of all, no,
Yes,
it was
it is, it is.
was delivered by my husband. He went to pick it up and brought it to our
It
house.
might, okay, because White Spot. Okay,
No, White Spot is good.
Wait, what makes a good white spot? Like you
Yeah,
said,
what
it's the
makes
best
it-
one. in
Extra
Vancouver.
lettuce, broche bun, hot fries, the triple O like sauce.
Yeah.
Triple O sauce is ketchup and ketchup and mustard mix.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
That's what Triple O sauce is. Okay.
But go on.
Anyways, it is so good though.
Oh, you can't. Hey, White Spot's pretty good. I was just speaking.
Okay, first of all, do you hate on White Spot? You're never coming with me ever.
No, actually, I do like White Spot. Ross and I
Yeah,
go White Spot.
I know you guys go to White Spot. No, but I'm just
But
saying
I
that's
know
the best one.
I know I like it because of nostalgia. Because my grandpa took me to get pirate packs.
Okay,
like 3
first of all,
times.
I didn't say White Spot is the best. I said the best White Spot is the one on
okay.
on West Boulevard. You just hammered me. No, it's not. I'm like, it's just the best location. Like, what has happened?
I can't get over Triple O sauce being ketchup and mustard mix.
Is it actually?
I don't know. I know it's not, but
Okay,
I just
I
made
wanna
that
know.
joke up, and I just think it's. I'm like laughing at my own joke. It's. Really
Oh, I
retarded.
love you. Okay, why don't we dive right into something that everyone is talking about? Getting cold leads. I think let's just segue into it right now, guys.
Yep.
Yeah,
okay.
let's do that up next.
Okay.
Okay, up next, we're talking about connections. We're making connections with
Cold leads.
cold leads, our clients, and stuff like that. And up next, we're going to talk about cold lead conversion.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you for listening to the Oakwyn podcast, guys. If you've enjoyed this podcast, what are we going to do?
You're going to go to your platform of choice, whether that's
Right.
Spotify or Apple, and go ahead and press 5 out of 5 on the stars there.
Yeah.
And feel free to rate us.
Helps out the pod. quite
Help
a
us out,
bit.
guys.
And also, if you're interested in learning more about Oakwyn, go to oakwyn.com/join. Type into the message box,
Evolve 2022.
and you'll receive a free piece of mystery swag.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Welcome back, guys. So we're talking all things cold leads.
Okay, quick cold lead story from Morgan. Okay, tell me a cold lead that you got. So let's define what a cold lead is first.
Someone that has no interest in your business.
So-
Someone that does not care to be sold to.
Somewhat, yes. So a cold lead is someone that's outside of your sphere of influence. It's outside of a referral.
It's public.
It's someone from the public. Someone
Yes.
from the general public that you're like typically gained through prospecting or online lead generation or came through a marketing. So you have no prior relationship. They don't know you at all.
No.
And so that's a cold lead.
That's right.
So
That's what
tell
a cold
us
lead is.
a cold lead conversion story from Morgan
I've
Brown.
had so many cold leads.
I know you have.
I don't even know. And I would say, I think, I'm trying to think of a really good one. Why don't you tell one and I'll think about mine.
Okay, I'll do one. Okay, I have a lot from my early business. So one of them was from a door knocking, expired listings.
Okay.
So I met one of my best clients. His name was Kurt. And in my first year, all my most expensive sales were from expired listings.
Mm.
So one of them was a guy named Kurt, who still is a great client of mine. I knocked on his door. He's like, he didn't actually know that his house was not listed anymore. He said, "Oh,
Right.
my agent's so and so. Like, don't you see their sign on the lawn?" And I said, "Well, actually, your listing's expired." And he's like, "Well, that's my agent, so leave me alone." And I said, "Oh, okay. Well," I was like, "Well,
Okay,
can you tell me a little bit about like how long it's been in the market for?" And he's like, "It's been on the market for 6 months." And I was like, "Well, if she didn't tell you that your listing was expired, maybe she's not
answering
the phone for
Way to
clients
throw
that,
that guy under the bus, Mike.
that are buying property, and you're actually open and
Yeah.
open to like hiring a new agent. And he's like, oh, okay. So at first he was really hesitant, but he reluctantly gave me his number. I called him back. He asked me to come over after dinner, and we came over, and it was funny because his daughter opened the door, and he had this big, like, they had the spiral staircase, and there was this landing at the top of the spiral staircase. And Kurt was standing on that landing looking down at me as I entered, and I was like, hi. My name's Beaver Michael. But Kurt and I became really good friends, and he gave me a chance. He was such an interesting guy. He was a Russian guy that married a Japanese woman, and he had a toy company, and he was such a cool guy. And yeah, it's just a beautiful.
Still close.
Yeah. Oh, he's great. So Kurt, was one of my friends, and he recommended me to so many of his clients after I sold his house. We successfully sold his house, and he recommended me to a lot of different clients, and we're good friends till today. And every time I'm in Richmond, I can call him and say, hey, Kurt. And because he bought a house where he designed himself. Kind of sad, but in honor of his wife, he has a Japanese stone garden that he curates every day.
Oh my God, I love him.
And he works on that every day as a memorial to his wife. Yeah. Anyways, so I call over his house.
Your clients are really.
My clients are seriously they're all like nerds,
Back to the nerd thing.
family nerdy guys.
I love
and
it.
Gals.
On the nerd spectrum.
Yeah, on the
as we
nerd
say.
spectrum. Yeah, for the most part. So that was a cold lead conversion.
I think the best cold lead conversions are the ones that last, like, stay with you forever and ever and ever and ever, right? So when you said that, I was like, okay, I have 2 incredible cold lead clients that are still with me today after 14 years, and one of them was from a Craigslist ad.
Oh wow!
And
okay.
I put out
So
a
you
Craigslist. I posted a
yeah.
Craigslist ad.
Okay,
I
so
was
online
desperate,
lead.
at
Yeah.
that time in my life,
Hey,
and I was like,
nothing wrong with
okay, I
that.
got to do everything humanly possible. So I posted one for a listing that was on Beach Avenue or of some sort.
Was it
and
your listing or
No,
another agent's?
it was not my-
another agent's listing that you posted.
Yes. So I used to post like, hey, I'm a townhouse specialist in downtown Vancouver. Here is all the townhouse listings on my website. Post it, and if you have any questions, come back to me. So this one guy, Ejmal, he called me off of my Craigslist. He emailed me and said, hey, I'm looking at townhouses in Vancouver. I'm from Toronto. Would you be able to come and meet me and show me this property? I'm like, oh yeah, of course, great. And so I ended up meeting him. His wife was living in Toronto at the time. They were just about to come in and purchase a property. And so I went with him. I toured him around. I met him, and right away, like when I met him, we just got along really, really well. But he was like, "Oh, it's so weird. This is not your listing," because like I showed him listing like other people's listings, and I said, "Yeah, they're not my listings. I'm helping out as a buyer's agent here, and I'm going to help you." And at that time, we just connected. And Ejmal, at that time, his wife came in. She had she was pregnant, and she had a huge car accident.
Oh no.
And she lost one of the babies, and I basically she was purchased the property during that time. So let's just say her other baby, Raina, who's I'm sure they don't care. We chat. Well, hopefully they're not kind of going through with it. Anyways, they're just very, very close to me now from that. And I think the learning lesson from a cold leads is that it could come from anywhere, but it really takes the time after the fact that if you're spending time with the client that is going to really make them really loyal to you. I've never asked them to sign an agreement with me. Never, other than listing, and I've sold probably 7 of their properties. And they're happy. They're living an incredible life up in North Vancouver, building a brand new house. Fabulous.
Wow. Yeah, that's and you get to be a part of their journey all the way through different life stages and everything like that.
And I had so many open houses are like cold lead magnets.
Yeah, exactly. And like open houses are back, people.
They're back.
Yeah.
And I had one incredible one that I used to do at Le Hermitage downtown. I had a couple that came in.
You pronounced it wrong.
Hermitage. Le Hermitage.
Hermitage?
Le
You
Hermitage.
have to glance over the H. I think it's
Hermitage.
L'Hermitage.
L'Hermitage. And I
The
had
Hermitage?
Le Hermitage. Le Hermitage. And I had a couple that bought from me purchased a 1-bedroom there. Then they ended up sending me 3 or 4 of their own like family members, and I've bought and sold with them for the last 6-7 years, and they just went up the ladder. They bought their first place for I think it was $535. Sold, bought, just sold their townhouse for 1.8, and then we just bought them a $3.2 million house. And so that was a cold lead special. And I'm bringing this one up because I think people think that it's just like a cold lead is just a one and done.
Yeah.
These people are just clients. You end up connecting with them.
It's
and
best once you kind of, once that conversion happens, if you, you keep in touch, you build that relationship, it really evolves into a friendship. And then, on average, people are going to do some form of real estate purchase or sale, within a 5 to 7 year span. So, these, you just need that high quality people, right?
You do. And so today we're going to talk about how to capture that lead, how to capture convert those into clients. And I think this is one that everyone really talks about, especially during Oakwyn University. They're like, how do we get these
convert?
clients?
Like, I met someone at an open house. We built some like good connection, but then like, what now?
So I think the first thing, let's start. One is promptness. I think Mike and I's story really identifies that. Yeah. We got back to our clients, the new clients, the people coming in, the open houses. You have to be on your game.
Yeah. So when Morgan got the call from Craigslist, she picked up the call.
5 minutes.
5 minutes, right away. Connected with the client, booked the viewing right away. Yeah. So that was really prompt. In my case, Kurt wanted to. He's like, give me the heave-ho, but he gave me his number, so I called him that afternoon, and we booked something for that evening. And we really kind of, you want to be prompt with, for example, I know a lot of agents that wait until Monday or Tuesday to follow up with their open house leads.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. It won't work.
So basically, if you do an open house from 2 to 4, you should book in your calendar from 4:15 to 4:45 to call everyone you met at the open house.
Yeah. What do you think? Thank you so much for coming. Gratitude, and then just then hopefully figuring out and discovery with them. Discovery.
Do you want more information? Do you want to write an offer? Did you see it? Like I've done this so often at open houses, and it's embarrassing, where I say, "Hey, hey,
Fred,
Braden." Hey, Fred. We met at La Hermitage. And then I'd say, what did you think of my open house? And they're like, I hated it. And then or like, I didn't like it at all. It was terrible. I don't like your property. And I was like, ooh.
I hated it.
Yeah, like something along those lines. Like I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. Not my thing. I was like, well, did you see anything else that you liked that was that you saw that you liked? And they're like, yeah, I actually saw another one in Yaletown that was really good. It was listed by Morgan, and she's gonna like negotiate with me. And I was like, oh my god, her. No, but then they would say, oh no, I like another one. I'm like, well, if you don't have an agent, I can help you to write the offer on that property. And then I wrote so many offers for properties that weren't even my own.
See, the thing is, Mike is really good at capturing leads. I'm better at negotiating the leads. If we were together, we'd be a power.
We are together, by the way.
Oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah. You own a brokerage together. I mean,
we kind of work together every day. I think I saw you yesterday and the day before.
You missed me? I was gonna invite you over with Soph, but it's okay. It's okay. Actually, we were supposed to go on a walk today, and he's like, "Want to go walk at 7:45?" I was like, "I'm seeing you at the podcast. I do not need to see you in the morning too.
Yeah.
Let me enjoy my life."
I was going for a coffee. You missed out on. You didn't miss out on much.
My spot is Honolulu Coffee.
Honolulu Coffee?
Honolulu Coffee.
You only like Honolulu Coffee because you went to Hawaii that time with your dad.
Why is it always about my dad?
Yeah. And you got the pirate pack there.
Yeah. And their coffee is just a mix of
Mike has an issue with my dad, okay? Bo Brown. Michael has an issue with you, okay?
I have no issue with you, even though on Morgan's wedding... Anyways.
Yeah, he's mad because my dad tried to, he was not flirting with your girlfriend. He wasn't,
but my girlfriend had some weird, strange attraction to your dad.
What? News to me. First of all, it's just because he's calm.
I know.
Okay, whatever.
Calmer.
Promptness is key. Promptness is key. So everyone go in, get. My whole strategy is when I do an open house. When I do an open house, and my team knows this. REW leads people that come in within like the half an hour. They have to be picking up very fast. Also, I'm trying to say this. Another promptness side is if you get a call to do a listing presentation and you just leave them, that's like promptness number 2 that everyone keeps on forgetting about during listing presentations is just quickly writing them a text or an email or pick up the phone. Thanks so much for meeting me.
Right. So something, if you meet so the second thing that you really want to do after promptness is you always want to go to book an appointment.
Yes.
Okay?
Always book an appointment.
Always book an appointment. So whether that's a coffee with a client from an open house or trying to book a listing presentation for an expired listing that you've just knocked on. So you want to book an appointment for a couple reasons. One, if you book an appointment and it's successfully booked, that's qualifying the seriousness of the client. So it is only going to work if you have some one-on-one time, you're able to kind of dig in a little bit and demonstrate value and good qualities.
Let's do a little role play here for people that don't know how to book an appointment after they get a cold lead.
Sure.
Okay,
sure.
so I think this is really good for people
Do
to
you want
just
me
hear.
to be the lead and you to be the realtor, or do you want me to be the realtor and you to be the lead?
I'll be the weird lead.
Okay. Sure.
We can go back. How about we do this? It's a very fast turnover, so
Okay.
we can both do it and see how we do it. But it's probably the same thing.
Okay.
Hi, Michael. Just looking at a place that you have on Dover Street. Dover in
yes.
Richmond.
Yes.
It looks like
thank
it's a
you.
450 square foot one bedroom.
Right, it is. Yeah, my specialty.
How much is that?
Well, it's $400,000.
Okay.
And it is a really wonderful place, and I'd love to be able to show it to you. What is your schedule over the next couple days? I'd be happy to show it to you anytime you like.
I might have to get back to you on that.
Well, can you tell me a little bit about what you're looking for in the market right now?
Yeah, I'm
'Cause we have a
looking-
lot of listings that come up.
I'm looking for a 1 bedroom, 1 bath in that area.
So what do you do for a living? Where do you work?
I'm a doctor.
Ooh, saving lives. It's
Yes,
a
I
little bit
am.
more noble than being a realtor.
Oh, that's funny. You're a funny guy.
I know. I have a lot of doctor clients.
Oh.
And humble brag. And I know how busy you guys are.
Yes, I'm so busy. I don't know if I'm working tonight or not. That's why
the best thing to do would be if you share with me a little bit of your working schedule, we can book you in. I'm a bit of a workaholic.
Okay.
Morning, evenings, weekends, I'm fine. So what's the next day off you have?
Thursday.
Okay.
At 2.
Thursday at 2. Okay, let's book a showing at my listing at Thursday at 2.
Great.
And after that, okay, I'm going to show you 2 or 3 more condos that are similar in the same area to be efficient.
That would be so great, Michael.
And then if you have time for 30 minutes after we look at those, we'll go for a quick coffee and just to hang out, and we can review what we saw and if it makes sense to kind of continue and go from there. How do you feel about that?
That sounds great.
I will pay for the coffee as well, even though you probably make more than me.
I do.
Yes. But coffee on me.
Coffee on you.
Probably at McDonald's.
I like Honolulu coffee.
Honolulu coffee. You know that it's a mix of decaf and calf, and you only like it because your dad took you to Hawaii.
Boy, this went downhill. You lost that client.
Okay, I'll see you at Thursday at 2 o'clock.
Oh my God.
You know who I'm talking to? I'm the king of Dover.
I'm gonna flip this table over.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, Michael,
Okay.
that's okay.
All right, I'll see you then.
I think that went well.
Yeah, it went really
But
well.
I like that.
Smooth.
I like the maneuver about just like what's best for you. One thing Michael has always actually taught me is it's a yes game. You gotta accommodate as much as you can, and if it's not you, it will be somebody else. So just making sure to accommodate that person's schedule.
Right. So booking the appointment is key.
Yeah.
And then
Love it.
yeah, talking about booking the appointment. When you're in the appointment, you don't want to leave it open-ended. So you want to close to the next engagement. So like at the end of an appointment that you have with a cold lead, you don't want to go, well, think about it, see you later, and then have no direction of that client and where they're going.
Yes.
What you want to do is either book the next appointment or book the follow-up steps for you in your engagement. So every time you're always closing to the next appointment.
I always give, so when people call me in a cold leave and they might say to me, Morgan, hey, I saw I saw that you had a listing here, or I'm looking to buy something at this time. I always give people options. So I'll say, like, how about Tuesday at 2 or Friday at 5? One in the evening and one in the afternoon. And if you do that, then it gives people options to kind of work around your schedule a bit if you are busy. And then usually I'll say, we'll meet at the property, then we'll go over through kind of the home and see what you actually like. It's really hard for me to know what you want until I'm with you and I can actually hear from you.
Absolutely. And then the last thing you'll want to do is you'll want to follow up and follow through. So anything you decide upon doing at the appointment, let's say I'm going to send you some listings on Tuesday and we're going to go out on Saturday to look at them. You want to follow through with sending those listings on Tuesday, and you want to follow up on a regular basis after each engagement. So it's always about the follow up and the follow through.
And this is one of the biggest things that people are concerned about, because they think that you don't have time for them. Maybe those are just my clients. But basically, and so you have to just make sure that you make the effort. So if you're going to say something, be impeccable with your word and deliver. So follow up.
Follow up, follow through. And that is cold lead conversion, guys. Bang.
First of all, like 25% of our pod was cold lead. 75% of it was just you telling me and harassing me about white spot in my tongue.
Which I think is good content. That's really good content.
No, those are jokes. Okay? They're not serious. And please, Bo, don't listen to this podcast.
No worries.
He's going to Hawaii.
Huh?
Because he's in Hawaii right now.
Probably sipping a Honolulu coffee,
exactly.
right?
Okay, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Oakwyn
Get those
podcast.
cold leads, guys. Get those cold leads.
It's open house season. Go get
Online
them, guys.
leads, door knocking, flyers, go.
And if you want to learn more about Oakwyn and you want to learn more about cold lead conversion and you've enjoyed this podcast, please do us a big favor. Go to oakwyn.com/join. Type in the message box pod
2022.
or Evolve 2022. You can do either or.
You can do one.
Yeah, and we'll give you a free piece of mystery swag when you meet one of our awesome agents.
Thanks, guys, for listening. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.